the guests, I love watching the guests at events like this. They're like, if I have to clap for one more person, I don't know. Why are these people so happy? What is wrong with them? It's not what's wrong with us. It's what's wrong with the rest of the world. God,
yep.
It feels so good to be happy. I know. They don't know what they're missing. Well, thank you for that great introduction, Mary. Thank you, Cheryl. Oh my gosh, yes, you should want to sign up just because you heard Cheryl Davison speaking tonight. Seriously, thank you for pouring your heart out to us and just giving of your time and your energy. I just adore you. And retirement, I can't believe it already. I know. I'm gonna get some white out and turn that birth certificate. Give you 5 more years. How about that? Okay. Good. Well, I'm thrilled to be here, Seattle area, Linwood. I've never even heard of Linwood before, but I'm so glad that I found this place. It's awesome. You know, I started my journey in Mary Kay 21 years ago. It was 1989. June, in fact, 2 days after graduating high school. I was 18 years old, and I lived in Somerset, New Jersey. We have a distribution center there. My first job when I got hired on that day in June was to fold boxes in the warehouse. That's right. They say in Mary Kay, you don't start at the bottom, you start at the beginning. Folding boxes, it's the very beginning. There is no more of a beginning. They're folding boxes in the warehouse. But I absolutely loved it. I had these 2 friends. I was 18, they were 16. They had jobs at Mary Kay. And you know how your friends start buying new clothing and new shoes and new stuff, and you don't know where they got it from. So I asked them one day, and they told me they were working in this warehouse, Mary Kay. I had no idea what Mary Kay was, but I wanted to make some extra money. See, I was getting ready to go away to college, and my parents were paying for tuition for college, but they were not going to pay for the fun that I was going to have. I was signed on to go to the University of Maryland for my freshman year of college, and in fact, I worked that summer in 1989 folding boxes in the air-conditioned, super clean warehouse in Somerset, New Jersey. Went away to University of Maryland in September, and during breaks at school, you know, there's winter break, there's Christmas break, there's spring break. I would go back to New Jersey and I would work to make more money because I was having a lot of fun at the University of Maryland. So I was running out of money really quickly, all the fun that I was having. And my Macy's credit card that they sent me didn't work at the places that I was having fun. They didn't take Macy's. So I had to go back and work, and so I did, and Mary Kay allowed me to come back and keep working there, even though I was going to school in another state. Well, I had so much fun my freshman year of college that I had to transfer. Because my parents were not going to pay for out-of-state tuition for all that fun and those grades that I was getting at the University of Maryland. So I transferred to Rutgers University in New Jersey. Yes, and so I moved back in May of 1990 to New Jersey after finishing my freshman year of Maryland, and yeah. And I passed every class technically. But not everything transferred, if you know what I mean. I didn't quite make it to Rutgers, but I passed. And so in May of 1990, I started working at Mary Kay on a regular basis, and I was now put on the assembly line to put products in the boxes. I know. So exciting. And when you work on the line, you can't even go to the bathroom because the line is depending on you to fill your space, and so they have to like send someone over to relieve you, and you go to the bathroom as quickly as you can, you run back out and sign back in. But I loved it. It was so much fun. My friends were still working there. It was really a great experience. Well, school was coming up, tuition was due, and I had enough money to pay for it myself. You see, here's the deal. When you pay for college yourself, you're allowed to get the grades that you want to get. Your family wants you to get. So I paid for Rutgers myself. And I started putting myself through school, and Mary Kay started to become the, that thing that I needed to help, get through school and living in an apartment away from my house, my parents' house. See, I'm one of those kids that moved out as quickly as he possibly could and never went back. How many of you are praying for that in your life right now? Yeah, I couldn't get out fast enough. 18, I was gone. And so Mary Kay was, I thought, well, during this season in my life of going to college, Mary Kay would be a great place to stay. So I started for one reason, I stayed in for a season, and before you knew it, it became a lifetime commitment. And so, sure enough, they called me in the office right as school started, and they said, we want to make you a full-time employee. We want to promote you to shipping clerk. Yeah. And so now I was responsible for keying in all the finished orders and loading them on a UPS truck so they could be sent out to your homes. And so I had a lot of fun doing that as well. And they called me in the office one day and they said, we want to create a position that allows you to work around your school schedule. And so we are going to create a new position called Quality Control Inspector, and we want you to have that. And I was thinking, wow, what an amazing company that they would think about me in that way. I didn't go run into them and said, you know what, this full-time school, full-time work thing is driving me crazy. I was happy, and they were willing to do that just because they didn't want to lose me. And I thought, what an amazing company. So sure enough, I was the Quality Control Inspector. And in that job, I used to call beauty consultants and ask them about their orders, if they had a damaged product or they were missing something in their box, and I would do the research. And that was a lot of fun. And they called me in the office one day. I was 20 years old, I remember, at this point, and they said, we want to promote you to customer service rep. This is a big deal, you guys, because there are two parts of the warehouse. There's the warehouse where you wear jeans, t-shirt, steel-toe boots, and then there was the office where they had cubicles and telephones, and they could go to the bathroom anytime they wanted. So exciting. It was like us and them, you know, and I was one of us, and I was becoming one of them. And sure enough, they promoted me to customer service rep. 1-800-272-9333. Yeah, I have a tattoo of that, right? But I used to answer the phone at the New Jersey branch, you guys, and it was amazing. It was really amazing because there were 3 men upstairs in the office, and so the bathroom was really a cool thing, you know? 3 men sharing the bathroom instead of the 20 women that were up there. It was awesome. It was like my executive washroom. I loved it. And the people in the warehouse, they used to come and park in the back, and they would come through a side door, and the warehouse people were not allowed to go upstairs. But when you work in the office, you park in the front, you walk through the front door, and you walk up the stairs, and there's their cubicle and the whole deal, and you can go anywhere you want to. I was just, wow, blown away. So, and you know, who doesn't, guys know, we want to be the man, you know, that's our job, you know, is to grow up and be the man. And sure enough, I was the only man in customer service at the Northeast branch. And so when the consultants would call and say, I called earlier and I found out I got the wrong information, and I just want to make sure that you got, you know, that I have the right information. And they're like, well, who did you talk to? I don't know his name, but it was the man. That was me, the man. And so at this point, I'm going along in customer service. 7 months later, they call me in the office. I'm 21. I'm still going to Rutgers full-time. And a full-time employee at Mary Kay, and they said, we want to promote you to warehouse supervisor. And I nearly fell out of my seat, you guys. This was a big deal. You see, unlike you all in the sales force, you can get a promotion, then you can decide not to have a promotion anymore, fall back, then you can get a promotion, and then not. Well, when you work for the company, you don't get to go back to your previous job if you're no good at your current job. And so I was like nervous and scared. I had no supervisory experience. I tried to talk them out of promoting me. You ever have a blessing and like block it because your fear gets in the way? That's exactly where I was back then. 21 years old. I was like, but my friends, Jerry and Robbie, who got me the job here, I'm becoming their boss when I go back to the warehouse. They're like, we know. I said, I have no supervisory experience. They said,